the amount of space between the leading edge here. How you doing? I can feel the excitement. I will say this before I go any further. It's just about 12 million degrees outside today, and it is really humid. So at any point I go down in this video, like I hit the ground, some of you or one of you please call 911. So let's go for a ride here real quick. First par 5 of the day, 5 holes in. You know, if you hit 2 really good ones, that you can get it on the green, or you can get it around in a position where you're gonna set yourself up to make an easy birdie or a possible eagle. You know it's gonna take 2 really good ones though. You get up on the tee and you absolutely pipe it. I mean, you hit it right dead nuts on the screw and it is right down the middle. You get out to your golf ball and it is in a perfect lie in the middle of the fairway. You know that if you bust your 3-wood, you're gonna be able to get it right to that front edge and you're gonna be able to trickle it on into a position where you're gonna be able to make an eagle in front of all your buddies, all your playing partners, and anybody else that's on the golf course that's watching you. The people that are on the tee box behind you, waiting for you, because now you've decided that you're gonna hold the whole golf course up because you're not laying up today, you're gonna try to hit it on the green. You get yourself all ready to rock and roll, you feel really good about the shot that you're about to hit, and you do that. How freaking frustrating is that in the middle of a round of golf when you least expect it? Some of you might actually expect it to happen because that's what you're used to doing and that's why you're watching this video in the first place. Something that you probably want to know real fast here is that the golf gods gave us all of these golf clubs in our bag so that we could use them, not put them on the sidelines and not take advantage of scoring opportunities when they're presented to us on the golf course. So today, that's right folks, today I'm gonna teach you how to hit your 3-wood or any of your fairway woods off the deck. In fact, you're gonna be able to hit it off of any lie that you wanna be able to hit it off of on the golf course at any point. You can hit it off a cart path, you can hit it out of a divot, you can hit it off of your mom's basement floor. So today, what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about what it is that you struggle with or why that sort of thing happens. Yes, in my videos, I like to get a little bit long-winded at the front half of the videos to give you at home the intellectual understanding that you have to have in order to be able to move forward in this process. You have to know in your brain what it is that you're working on it and why are you working on it. Otherwise, what are you working on in the first place? But the first thing that I want to address today before we move forward in this process, because I hear this way too much. We, for many, many years, have been taught and told as students of the game. In fact, I actually used to teach this way before I knew any better, that we should start with the ball position in the middle of our stance and we should progressively move it forward with our flatter face clubs. Now, I know a lot of keyboard warriors at home are getting ready to type in the keyboard section or type in the comment section about, well, this is actually 100% right. Listen, you want your low point in the swing to be in the same spot every single time. If you're moving your ball position around either backwards or forwards, then you're ultimately affecting the path that the club is going to be working on at that point of contact. And you're also affecting where the face is in relationship to the path, which makes up a good portion of your shot shape. Now, under no circumstance am I telling you at home that you can't have the ability to move your ball position around in your stance. Not saying that at all. I want you to understand that in a stock shot, okay, you should have the ball position in a consistent location every single club in your bag. Now that we've talked about ball position, I also want to talk a little bit about what the golf club is designed to do, because a lot of you probably don't understand this. The golf gods, many, many moons ago, figured out that when they built these golf clubs, that they have the shaft coming off the club head at an angle. We both agree with that. So that means inherently, it's designed to be swung on an inclined plane. They also figured out that when they put the shaft coming off the hosel or off the club head the way that it does, is that it's designed to rotate around its axis. You're gonna find that when I go through today's drill, the golf club starts to do a lot of the work that you've been trying to do all along for you. The 2 common faults that people battle with when it comes to hitting their fairway woods off the deck or off tight lies or wherever it is on the golf course is that you have way too much tension in your hands and arms and your shoulders at the point of contact, and you have way too much tilt to your spine at the point of contact. The reason why you have a lot of tilt to your spine in the first place is because with your fairway woods, you have very little loft and you have these really shallow faces. What I mean by shallow face is that you have the amount of space from the leading edge here up to the top line of the golf club is very, very narrow. When you don't see a lot of loft and you don't have that comfort that the ball is gonna go way up in the air, then you typically try to help it. When you start trying to help it with your body, leaning back to try to get the club more on an ascending blow, you are compounding on the issue. So today what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be helping you get rid of that tension, but we're also gonna be helping you get your spine to be in a much more neutral position for you to be able to deliver the club in a descending blow so that you can start getting the golf ball flying like a stud or a stud-S. So we're gonna be doing a 3-finger release drill today first. This 3-finger release drill is going to be one that you do not like. And the reason for that is it's going to feel to you at home that you don't have any control of the golf club. You're going to feel like it's kind of wobbling all over the place. I don't want you to worry about the golf club. I want you to worry about what you're feeling from your lead arm, your lead shoulder, and I want you to keep your grip pressure as light as you possibly can. So what I want you to do is get in good stance with. Most of you are going to find that the golf club is going to feel pretty heavy with you doing a lead arm only swing. What you can do to offset that is you can choke down on the club. You can go all the way down onto the shaft if you need to. But remember, if you're going down on the club, then make sure you increase spine angle so that the club can still rest on the floor. I'm going to choke down on mine about an inch, inch and a half or so. Now, when we do these reps, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a handful of golf swings, 5, 10, 15 reps or so, where we're literally just taking our lead arm from parallel to the ground on the trail side of the body, and we're going to get it to parallel to the ground on the lead side of the body. If it goes a little bit further than that or a little bit shorter, that's totally fine. Now, when we do this, what I want you to remember is that when you're in go mode, I want your chest to stop where the golf ball would be as your arm swings over to your 3 o'clock position. If you keep your tension levels down, then what you're going to find is that the club is going to start pulling itself down to the bottom of the swing arc, and it's going to want to rotate. And so how I want you to do it is I want you to get your grip, I want you to get into a good setup, and I want you just to do a good portion of reps where you're trying to keep your arm as relaxed as you possibly can, and just think about it swinging from 9 o'clock over to 3 o'clock inside of your golf swing without your chest turning past where the golf ball is. So just like that. Now, did you hear that sound? That little sound on the ground? See where my club bottomed out? It bottomed out way up here, way further forward than that would be if I were hitting a golf ball. Why did it bottom out so far forward? Well, because my lead shoulder is my primary pivot point in the golf swing. This is the determining factor where the low point in the swing is going to be. It's going to be really far forward right now because I don't have what on the golf club? I don't have my trail hand. The minute the trail hand comes on the golf club, it's going to move that low point back ever so slightly. The low point wants to remain consistent. I want to set some goals because I think it's important that you understand how I want you to try to practice this stuff. So my goal today is going to be to try to get the club to bottom out in the same spot 5 times in a row. You might want to do 10 or 15, whatever it is. You got it? So I'm going to do 5 reps in a row where I try to get the club to hit the ground in the same spot. And I'm going to do that by keeping my tension levels down. So I'm going to choke down on the club. I'm going to get a good setup here. And I'm thinking about getting my arm from 9 o'clock over to 3 o'clock. And I'm not holding onto the club with my thumb or my pointer finger. The club is going to feel like it's moving all over the place. Okay? 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 So I am literally holding this club in the back 3 fingers. Okay? It feels very odd. It feels out of control. But you can hear the club doing what it wants to do. You can hear the club pulling itself down to the bottom of the swing arc. And I'm sure that a lot of you can actually see that my wrist and my forearm are rotating. And I'm not having to actively manipulate that. I'm gonna do a few more reps, and we're gonna bring the right hand back on the club. Remember, back 3 fingers, okay? And you're gonna try to keep your spine really upright on these smaller swings, okay? So the club's bottoming out way forward, same place every single time. Okay, so now I've met my goal. I've had 5 swings in a row where I felt like they were really, really good as far as the movements that I'm working on today. I'm trying to keep the tension levels down out of my shoulder, and I'm trying to feel my spine really upright. Now what I wanna do is I'm gonna bring the right hand back to the side of the club. But I don't want you squeezing the life out of the club from your trail hand. I just want you at first just to touch it with your pointer finger and your thumb. So you can now let the left hand get into your normal grip. Okay, so you're gonna get a little bit of the control aspect back here, and you're just gonna touch it with your pointer finger and your thumb, and you're gonna do the exact same thing. You're gonna still make the same sort of swings where you're focusing on the tension levels being really, really low from your shoulders down, and you're gonna try to keep your spine really upright as you move through. So now you can actually notice that the low point moved back ever so slightly. Now that my right hand is just touching the club. Okay, I'm gonna do 3 to 5 reps. Okay, trying to keep my spine upright. Okay, just touching the shaft with my pointer finger and my thumb. I've started to really get a hold of what I'm trying to accomplish here. I can start feeling my spine being in a much more upright position. I can feel the tension levels reduced to that world of where I never thought it was going to be possible. I noticed that the club is actually bottoming out. what do you think it's time to do? Well, it's time to start practicing and hitting golf balls with this. Now, for time's sake, I'm gonna be working off of a 1-to-1 ratio. I want you to remember that the most important thing that you can do when it comes to your practice sessions and making them meaningful, do more practice reps at first than golf balls. Then slowly make those ratios come down. Like if you start out with 10-to-1, and you do this for 2, 3, 4 weeks, then you can shrink your ratios down into 2-to-1 or 1-to-1, and you're gonna find that you're gonna be more consistent across the board. But I know for time's sake, you're not gonna sit there and watch me do 10-to-1. So we're gonna do a 1-to-1. Spine is gonna feel upright. Tension levels in my arms and my shoulders are gonna feel down. So that's it. So there you have it. You can now take advantage of scoring opportunities on the golf course. You can do this and challenge yourself to hit it at any lie. You can hit it out of divots. You can hit it off a hard pan. You should be able to hit it anywhere, as long as you understand that the more upright you get your spine and the tension levels are reduced through the hands and the arms, you're now gonna put the club working on the proper angle of attack, and you're gonna start seeing butterflies with sore feet come down on the green, and you're gonna have some more chances to make birdie than you ever thought you had before. Good luck. Let's get out there and play some great golf.